Hello, guys. This is the presentation for Thursday, August 20th. Okay, our lesson objectives. After the lesson, we will know the defining plot elements of a personal narrative. We will understand that a personal narrative is when the narrator is telling the story in the first person point of view, and we will be able to write and share a personal narrative with a classmate. So the first thing we're going to do in your reader's notebook, behind where it says Unit 1, you are going to title it Lesson 1. I also put the date. We're going to be brainstorming a school memory. Now, on my piece of paper, you see these were my memories, so please do not copy down my memories. You're going to think of different times or different memories from your past. So they could be good memories, they could be bad memories, they could be happy memories, things that made you laugh. Most of mine were ones that made me laugh. If you need more time, this would be a great time to pause. If you're done, I'm going to move on. So once you have brainstormed your ideas, I want you to choose one that you are going to work with today. So I chose the one about Miss Bartley's pants. So and I want you to circle it in your notebook. Sorry. Okay, now we are going to write a memory paragraph. But before we do that, let's talk about what is in a good paragraph. A good paragraph includes a topic sentence that introduces your memory, a supporting sentence that describes what happened, how you felt, and any interesting details that you remember, and then a concluding sentence that explains why your memory is important. Now, you will see my example in a little bit. So I decided to also write a paragraph about this school year and how it started. And so the topic sentence would be, the first day of fourth grade was a day that we will never forget. Now, if you notice, my topic sentence prepares my reader for what the paragraph is going to be about. They know they're going to be reading about the first day of fourth grade, and there's going to be something about this first day that is going to be very memorable. So I prepared my reader for that. My supporting sentences add detail and interest to my story. So I'm going to read the whole thing from the beginning. The first day of fourth grade was a day that we will never forget. This year we are starting virtually because of COVID-19. We got to see all of our friends on the computer, and we shared the things that were precious to us. We are learning how to use all new things on the computer, and it is sometimes confusing. So all my supporting sentences did was they kind of explained why this is such a memorable year. So that's why they're called supporting sentences. They support the topic. My concluding sentence, even though it started rough, I know this year will be a great year. And it gives the reader closure. So in your notebook, under where you brainstormed, I want you to kind of put a rough draft of your paragraph. If you'll notice in my notebook, it's not very pretty. I edited, I crossed things out. I would have erased, but I used a pen because you wouldn't have been able to see it if I used a pencil. But in your notebook, this is where you can make mistakes, and it's okay because it's just practice. So I want you to write your paragraph, because in a little bit you're gonna have to type it out. So the writing gives you a little more practice. So you're gonna write your paragraph, make sure your sentences start with capital letters and they end with a punctuation mark. That being a period, an exclamation mark, or a question mark. And I would pause the video so that I don't keep talking. So I'd pause it right about now. Okay, I'm going to move on. Once you have your paragraph written in your journal, what you're going to do is it's going to be in Schoology. So you're going to click this assignment. Now this is just a video, but if you're watching if you do the Nearpod, this is the assignment. And then it looks like an assessment, but it's not really an assessment. But you're going to type in your paragraph, and I'm looking for paragraphs that have a topic sentence, supporting sentences, and a concluding sentence. Now, my example that I promised I'd show you is Miss Bartley's pants. So my topic sentence is, one Monday in 3rd grade, my teacher, Miss Bartley, was telling us about the new pants that she had bought over the weekend. She was so excited about them. They were bright red, and she was explaining how they were so stretchy. She said she could even do squats in them. She started doing squats, but then we heard her pants split open. She immediately popped up, told us to go back to our seats, and she sat at her desk until her husband came and brought her new pants. I love this story because it showed me that not even teachers are perfect all of the time. Now, on yours, you are not going to highlight the way I did, but I just wanted to show you that I have a topic sentence, I have supporting sentences, and I have a concluding sentence. So at this point, if you have Schoology open, or if you're following it along in the Nearpod, you're going to click on the Schoology assignment. It's under the Thursday tab, and it's the assessment. And you're going to type it into Schoology. And I would pause the video here so you can complete that. Okay, so in your notebooks, we just wrote a personal narrative, and that's what this entire unit is about. So in your notebooks, I want you to write personal narrative and underline it. So to be a personal narrative, you need to have these 3 things. The story must be true. The story must be written in the first person. So you know it's written in the first person if the writer's using I and we. I went to the store. We went to the park. Those are first person because it involves the narrator. And the third thing that a personal narrative must have is it must be about an event that happened to the narrator. So if you'll notice on my notes page, I have my brainstorming at the top, I have my rough draft paragraph in the middle, and I have my notes at the bottom. Everything is very organized, and it's neat so I can go back and find it easily. Okay, so let's review our objectives. After the lesson, we should know the defining plot elements of a personal narrative. We should understand that a personal narrative is when the narrator is telling the story in the first person point of view, and we should be able to write and share a personal narrative with a classmate. We have done all 3 things. Now we're going to do something that's a little more challenging. It's a 6-word memory. So before I ask you to do it, we're going to look at a couple of these. The objective here is that we are going to know the difference between showing a reader and telling the reader what is going on in our personal narrative. We're going to understand why a writer wants to show the reader instead of just telling them, and we are going to be able to write and share a 6 to 10 word memory where I show and not tell. So here's 2 different 6-word memories. Snow angels, loving family, hot chocolate. Snow falling, teeth chattering, keep warm. I want you to think about, is the narrator a child or an adult? And how do you know? In the first sentence, snow angels, loving family, and hot chocolate, I don't know very many adults that do snow angel. Well, I don't know a lot of people that do snow angels because we live in Texas, but in all the pictures and the movies, it's always the kids that are doing the snow angels. So I'm thinking in the first sentence, the snow angel, or the narrator, is a child. In the second one, I'm not sure because everybody, when they're cold, their teeth chatter. So the second one, I'm not sure. Now, what's the same about these memories? What I found was the same in both of these memories is that it's cold. So I'm going to infer that it's winter. Now, how do you think the narrators feel about winter? What about the first sentence? Snow angels, loving family, hot chocolate. Do you think they feel happy when it's winter? Do you think they don't like winter? What do you think? And the second sentence, snow falling, teeth chattering, keep warm. Do you think this narrator thinks good things about winter? Do you think they like winter? Now, both of the author who wrote both of these sentences, they showed us instead of telling us. Instead of saying it was winter, the writers showed us. They said snow angels. You can't have snow angels in summer. Snow falling, teeth chattering. Teeth don't chatter in summer. So this author showed us and did not tell us. Okay, swallowed tooth, morning, dollar on stomach. What do you think is happening in this memory? In this memory, I would assume it's a child because the tooth fairy usually does not visit adults, unfortunately. But I'm assuming he or she swallowed a tooth and they lost their tooth, and somebody, the tooth fairy, brought them $1 and left it on their stomach. So when they woke up, they found the $1. Okay, so a 6-word memory. How do you do it? So this was my memory. What I did was I circled what I thought were the best parts. So 3rd grade, new pants, squats, split open, and then I actually added the sentence, the whole class started laughing. So I got 3rd grade, teacher's new pants, squat, split, laugh. In our paragraph about the new school year, I picked out the most important parts and came up with first day, COVID, virtual, confusion, still hopeful. So what you are going to do is you're going to take the paragraph that you wrote in your journal and you're going to make it a 6 to 10 word memory. And you're going to put it into the discussion board on Schoology. So how did we do? We should have known the difference between showing and telling the reader what is going on in our personal narratives. We should understand why a writer wants to show the reader instead of just telling them. And we should be able to write and share a 10-word memory where I show, not tell. I'd say we did pretty good.